God's blessings to everyone. This is a DGHradio.com news and information update, and I am DKS, covering the latest developments from across the United States Virgin Islands. Good day, Virgin Islands. We begin with the weather headline. A powerful hurricane to our southwest is battering parts of the Caribbean, and although our islands did not take a direct hit, its moisture plume is still feeding bands of showers and gusty squalls across St. Thomas, St. John, and St. Croix. Seas are elevated, rip currents are a concern, and brief street flooding remains possible during heavier downpours. Marine and beachgoers should use caution as the system continues west, and stay tuned to official bulletins as the atmosphere resets in the next couple of days. Turning to government actions that affect daily life, the administration says it can cover partial nutrition benefits during the federal funding freeze. Local checks will be mailed to households to bridge the gap, with officials seeking legislative authorization to extend support if needed. Leaders say the aim is to keep families from falling through the cracks while Washington works out its budget fights. Agencies are coordinating so that mailings go out cleanly and eligibility systems can handle the temporary switch. On housing, there's an update for first-time buyers. The VI Slice Home Ownership Program is being kept open with a new injection of local funds after unused federal dollars cycled back. The program provides down payment help and financial counseling, tools that have already helped many Virgin Islanders close on a home. The administration cautions that as construction ramps up island-wide, inventory and pricing pressures may intensify, so additional support for middle-income earners is under review. Inside the legislature, senators advanced a caregiver's leave measure that would modernize time-off rules for government employees tending to family health needs. Officials describe verification steps to prevent abuse while expanding who qualifies as a caregiver, especially for elders and dependents. Lawmakers sharing personal stories underscored how demographic aging and chronic illness make caregiver policies a practical necessity. The bill now heads to further review. At the same hearing, the territory's medical and dental boards gave status reports. Members talked about digitizing applications, improving communications, and speeding credentialing, steady nuts and bolts changes that make it faster to place qualified professionals in clinics and hospitals. The update dovetails with a parallel push in dentistry. The dental board is urging a local hygienist training pipeline to tackle long wait times for cleanings and preventive care. The idea is to partner with educational institutions and private practices so graduates can train here, stay here, and serve all three islands. On the legislative front in public health, the Attorney General joined a bipartisan national call for Congress to tighten the federal definition of hemp. The concern is that intoxicating hemp-derived products are being sold in convenience formats that look like candy or snacks, often without consistent age gating or testing. The requested fix would close loopholes while aligning with product safety standards to keep risky items out of the hands of minors and improve marketplace clarity for consumers and businesses. Transportation is getting a tech tune-up. Senators move forward a bill that would require taxis to accept card or approve digital payments in addition to cash, with phased compliance and safeguards to keep driver costs predictable. In parallel, the East End Taxi Association is piloting a smartphone app that lets riders request licensed vehicles, see estimated times, and pay electronically. It aims to cut down on missed connections at cruise docks and ferry terminals while preserving the medallion system and local control. Connectivity upgrades are also underway. A major provider has started a fiber build in Anna's Retreat, the latest step in replacing aging copper with broadband that supports telehealth, remote work, and streaming. Crews are staging materials, hardening cabinets, and coordinating street work. Households will be notified block by block as service becomes ready, with subsidy programs available for qualifying families. Recovery and construction. At Rebuild USVI Industry Day, officials projected a peak construction year around 2028 as schools, hospitals, and critical infrastructure move from pre-construction into full build. Contractors were encouraged to team up and plan workforce and housing needs early to avoid bottlenecks. Procurement teams pledged clearer schedules so local firms can compete, and agencies emphasized prompt pay practices to keep projects flowing. The message, the pipeline is real, the surge is coming, and planning now will maximize local participation. Public safety now. After a nearby prison escape in the BVI, our police increased patrols and information sharing at ferry terminals, marinas, and ports of entry. There's no confirmed crossing into the territory, but the posture is see something, say something. Residents are reminded not to approach suspicious individuals and to rely on official updates over rumors. In other crime news, 3 individuals face charges in a St. Thomas home invasion case tied to an online dispute. Investigators recovered property, and additional charges were filed in a separate shooting incident where surveillance evidence proved pivotal. Officials say video systems and community tips continue to be essential in bringing cases to a resolution. Food security remains on the agenda. The territory's delegate to Congress raised alarms that national budget fights can ripple through school meals, SNAP, and farm support. Locally, administrators are drawing up contingency plans while also pushing to source more food within the islands. On that front, the Food and Farm Council hosted a forum to grow backyard plots, expand school gardening, and support small producers. Grants are helping farmers adopt soil building and composting, and partners are collecting rainfall and soil data to guide planting as the climate shifts. Education update. Bauscholte Middle School returned to its normal schedule after a short disruption that affected transportation and on-campus services. Staff checked building systems, bus routes were restored, and administrators emphasized that backup plans, alternate schedules, temporary room moves, and grab-and-go meals remain ready if needed. Parents are encouraged to keep contact info current and watch official notices for any changes. On healthcare operations, a hospital leader told senators that patient care remains stable despite staffing gaps and aging equipment. Recruitment is targeting travel to permanent conversions and tuition support for local students. Priority equipment includes imaging, lab analyzers, and backup power. Governance and credentialing processes are being tightened to improve onboarding and quality oversight. In financial policy news with local impact, a U.S. Senate proposal would raise Bank Secrecy Act reporting thresholds that date back decades. Supporters argue updated thresholds would free up banks and credit unions to focus on genuinely suspicious activity, while critics worry about potential blind spots. Business owners and consumers here could notice changes in how banks handle larger cash deposits and withdrawals if the measure advances. And a quick culture note to close our community segment. Jumbies at the Museum on Sainte Croix brought families together for crafts, storytelling, music, and stilt walking basics, using folklore to spark creativity and pride. The museum's mission blends literacy, play, and culture, with partners helping expand youth programming across the islands. These and other issues are of great concern within the islands. Share your thoughts by texting your comments and tips to dghradio.com. Include your name and island in the text message. You will receive a call to verify your request. I'm your reporter, DKS, signing off for dghradio.com. Remember DKS and DGH. Together we dream kindly, speak deeply, and give hope. Because on dghradio.com, the news never sleeps. Goodbye for now. Ciao.